Life is all about the gray area undefined. Life is filled with parallels. You can have your cake and eat it too. You can choose to live your life out loud, or you can choose the in between or the middle of the road. Inside the gray area, that's where life happens. Welcome to Inside the Gray Area, sponsored by McGregor. We're here today with Danielle Stover, the site administrator for one of our newest PACE locations, McGregor PACE at Ohio Living Rocky Knoll. It's a Summit County PACE location, and we just opened in April of this year. So welcome, Danielle.
Thanks for having me.
So if you we know that everybody wants to live at home as long as they possibly can and age in place in the community. So if there were a program that provided you access to an adult day health center with robust activities that provided home delivered meals if you needed them, transportation to doctor's appointments and to and from a PACE activity center, took care of any durable medical equipment you might need, and provided, direct care with nurses and uh, clinicians and so forth. What would that look like?
Well, I'm here to say that that would be the perfect scenario for my family, right? So I think about my family members when we're caring for PACE participants. So luckily, we opened our center in Summit County and now also in Moraine. So that's four centers. And then being able to open up the fifth center this past April, May is when we started to really get participants in the program. And so it's really rewarding because I'm from the Summit County area. So to be able to bring the program, which I've worked for the last several years,
Yeah.
to bring that to my market has been really valuable for me.
How do you find individuals that, really would receive a boost if they were in a program like this? Or maybe how do they find you guys?
Well, absolutely. I'm sure you'll talk about how they can find us, but how we find them is we work with a variety of senior housing developments, Akron Metropolitan Housing Authority, and other management or property management companies in the Summit County area. A lot of whom see seniors who are in need. They may have one or two caregivers. They may have no caregiver at all. So they contact us, and we're able to provide that in-home support for them to stay there as long as they possibly can. That's the goal, right?
Yeah, and it's great to be in your home, but if you're no longer driving, that might pose some challenges for accessibility to a variety of things. Also, too, we know that if people enhance their social skills, their quality of life and their longevity is much greater than not. So while you're at home, you may, in some cases, be isolated. What do we do with the PACE program, and how do we get them out of their home? What benefits do they receive?
Yeah, so you're absolutely right in that transportation is critical for a lot of our population. So being able to provide a system that not only brings them into our day center because we have our own rigs, we have an appointment van, and we use those to bring people in every day. But we also coordinate all of their appointments. So if they are going outside to say the dentist or a specialist of some sort, we're able to provide that transportation as well. And then also, I always like to highlight the actual appointment scheduling, right? They come to us specifically, it's a centralized scheduling system, and we're able to coordinate all of those services under one. We do offer home delivered meals to our participants who qualify. Our dietitian goes out to the home and she's able to assess for those services. People either receive their meals weekly or bi-weekly, depending upon their needs.
And when they come to the adult day health center, they're provided meals as well.
Yes. So when they come into the center for us, we provide them with a continental breakfast. So it's real simple. It's almost like a snack, something to get them through until the
Sure.
lunch meal. Because it's a long time from when they come into the place center, from when they have lunch. So then they have a hot meal.
I think the other thing too, when you're a caregiver in the home of somebody that's part of the PACE program, talk about the transportation services because I think that's just invaluable.
Absolutely. Our caregivers know that we have everything managed. Even our folks who have more advanced care needs, we're able to get them on and off the bus with minimal caregiver support. We're able to get them into the day center. They can have the appointment with the medical provider, and they also know that that medical provider is going to call them directly after that appointment. So we're able to care for more advanced care needs while our caregivers are working. Because maybe they work 9 to 5 and they can't go to those appointments. They can't provide the transportation. So we're able to provide that relief as well.
And centers are basically 8 to 5, is that right?
Correct.
Physical and occupational therapy is another offering that we have, and you have such a beautiful gym there with big windows. So if you're on the new step, you can look out the window and enjoy the scenery. So talk about our therapy.
Yes. So our therapy, I like to talk about it more as like an exercise component, because not everybody has a true therapy need. They don't have a therapy care plan. But when they come to us for the day, they're always offered exercise if they want to go in and do the new step, or do some weights or something like that. They're able to do that, and it's supervised by the physical therapy assistant.
Yeah, that's a great program.
Yeah, and our therapists also go out to the home just to make sure that the folks are safe in their homes, that they have everything they need in terms of their durable medical equipment, grab bars for the shower, tub benches, raised toilet seats, all of those kinds of things, which can make that person's life at home just a little bit easier.
And keep them safe too. Keep 'em safe. The transportation literally is door to door, which really struck me. It's not pull up out front and beep beep, come on out.
Mhm. Yeah, if a person needs door-to-door support, we do provide that. That includes at their medical appointments as well. They'll even go to the extent of helping a person just register, and get them through the door and then be on their merry way. So that's really helpful. They're also critical in providing deliveries of the durable medical equipment, or if they need nutrition supplements, if they need incontinence supplies, all of which are provided by the PEACE program. But then we're also able to deliver them home when we deliver the participant home.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
And there is somebody on call all the time for participants. So if a family or a participant themselves has a question or feel like that they're in a more emergent situation, they've got somebody that they can reach out to immediately.
Yes, we have a 24/7 line. Always has a medical provider on call, as you said, but also has an administrator on call. So the other things that we don't think about, my home health aide didn't show up. Um, I want to make sure that I have transportation for my appointment that next morning. That administrator on call is able to field all of those calls and either give them a follow up right there or give them a follow up in the morning, by the appropriate time.
And we've discovered that a lot of family members are the caregiver in the home as well. Um, but we have a wonderful program for those people who may have a STNA license or a certification.
Sure. If we see that a lot. So, either the granddaughter cares for the grandparents or the daughter or the son care for the grandparents. We see that all the time. If they are an STNA or have a home health aid certificate, we will hire them on, and then they'll be able to provide services for their loved ones and receive payment for that. Because we know that they're doing the care in the home and they should be compensated for it if they're able to.
And they know their loved one very well. So
The
it's
health
really,
care.
yeah, it is. And so that's really a win-win all the way around.
It's
Yeah, yeah. What else is going on at the PACE centers?
Oh my gosh. Just really vamping up our enrollment. We had tons of activities. We have a musical therapist coming in next month. We're doing musical bingo next month. We have an air hockey table, which I just decided to buy on a whim one day, and the participants are really enjoying that. And some other table games. They do puzzles when they're with us. Bingo is always a big one, we know. So there's always something going on. So,
And field trips?
yes, yes. Outings. So a few weeks ago they wanted to go to Golden Corral, so we took them all to Golden Corral. They really enjoyed themselves there, and giving them a chance to get out because we know that not all of them are able to.
Well, and I think that key is keeping them connected somehow to the community too, right? Yeah. We have a great clinical team too at PACE. Talk about that.
Yeah, so our medical team is guided by our medical director, Dr. Sophia Molina, and we also have other nurse practitioners who are on with every participant, seeing them about once a week is when we have our clinic right now until we grow, and then we're able to really see people 5 days a week. We do have that capacity, but just not the need right now.
Sure.
We are seeing folks in our clinic for their acute medical needs, and also see our participants every 6 months or more often as needed, just to make sure that they're getting their routine follow ups, their routine labs, screenings, those kinds of things, all in an effort to keep them in their homes. But I always say when I'm giving somebody a tour at the pace, I'm like, we don't like the word F, like the F word, you know, facility.
Oh,
We like people to feel like they're at home, right? And our PACE center is set up just to feel like that, to feel like home.
yeah. Uh, I know with the addition of a nurse practitioner with a specialty in psychiatry, it is really important. That's a valuable, clinical service that we can provide as well for people who are maybe experiencing stress, depression. We look at everyone's overall health and wellness too.
Sure. Yeah. We have Keith Davey, our wonderful geriatric nurse practitioner, who's available for us for psychiatry. And then we'll also send people out for contracted services, specialty appointments, if that's what's needed as well. And again, we're coordinating everything from the appointment set up to the transportation. We're getting the notes from those providers and then
And it's really like an insurance program in the fact that if a physician orders some sort of a therapy or treatment or whatever, we don't have to wait for a third party to approve it. We're that person. We're that insurance.
I always say, we provide anything and everything people need to remain at home. We're really able with this unique insurance model
Yeah.
to get to the root cause of problems and tackle that root cause, which is very valuable.
And knowing that there's a clinic in all of our PACE centers, I think is something really important to mention as well. Obviously, if you're having a severe medical emergency, you are going to go to a hospital emergency department. But there are other instances where you can be seen immediately in the PACE clinics.
Same day or next day, whatever works for the participant, really. Of course, true emergency need, we're sending them out. But we try to avoid that as much as possible. If there's something that can be managed in our clinic, we would much rather do that. Um, because no participants go sit for hours in an emergency.
Sure, sure. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining Inside the Gray Area. We're here to answer all your questions and share some interesting insights. I'm Leanne O'Brien. We look forward to seeing you next time, and be sure to follow us on social media and our YouTube channel.